next comes, I forgot what comes next. Body glass. Body all night. Labika, don't say bathroom.
So, welcome back to another episode of this interesting podcast where I seem to get my mind blown with every episode. So, this time Asta has given me a little bit of a hint of what she's going to say and what we're going to talk about and what we'll be discussing today, but I don't know the whole thing yet. So, you will watch my mind getting blown in real time. So, yeah, I know it's about creativity. So, what do you have in mind for us today, Asta?
I'll give you a heads up. I always give you a heads up, by the way. But it's going to be something for which I have a feeling that a lot of creatives are going to come and probably fight me on it. Okay? Now, the thing that I want to sort of talk about openly is how it's quite contradictory, but creative people aren't like the messiest ones, but they're actually the ones who have probably most organized systems in their lives.
Yeah, it is contradictory. I mean, when we started, I thought that this is the episode where we will get cancelled, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Because I would like to know what happened, why this thought process has come into being. But yeah, so far whatever I've seen, most of the creative people that either have come across or the way they've been portrayed in media, they've always been like these messy people, like things just everywhere, and like there'll be an artist with like one big painting like in his room, and then the entire room is just covered in crap. So that is like my idea of a creative, like an authentically creative person.
I think
Yeah.
so. The problem here is that chaos is just glorified as creativity, but that's not actually the case. And probably like, okay, so I want to understand, where have you seen this image? Probably in a movie with like a shabby, smoked up dude
When
doing
you tell
that.
me, so my first memory is from Jab We Met and Aditi's brother. He never let her enter her room, and he was like this creative guy, and he was always like this mean, like brooding guy, and then
Are you talking about Jaane Tu Ya Janana, not Jab We Met?
oh shit, yeah, sorry, Jaane Tu Ya Janana.
Yes,
Wait,
okay.
yeah, Jaane Tu Ya Janana.
Yes.
Aditi, her brother, and then you enter the
Introverted brother.
Yeah, introverted brother, super messy, and there's one like masterpiece, like piece of art that's there. So that's what I
See, I'll tell you. Okay, one more thing I want to sort of just set the pace for, and I'm not saying that you think like that, but I know that a lot of people watching this might be thinking that. Also, I said a lot of people now. But point being that, yes. When people think of creativity, they think of artists. And not even artists, I mean painters.
Yeah,
But why is that?
that's true.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
a
you think?
limiting bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Don't
a
you
very-
think that you're a creative person?
I think that.
Yes. Everyone's a creative person.
But I'm also very messy, so
But so are you a good creative
we'll
person?
find out. We'll find out. I will find out.
Okay. Yes. But I do want to actually talk about that, and why I sort of even thought of bringing it today is because I think being a creative chaos almost killed my business, and I do observe a lot of other people, in some ways doing that as well, and I don't want them to. I want them to understand that chaos is not going to scale your business. That is not how it works, and it's a myth that creative chaos is a thing.
Okay.
Creativity can thrive in chaos as well. That's not the point, but the whole idea is that you can't just limit it to that. Creative people can be organized and should be organized if they want to continue growing their creative side.
Okay. So is it something that most people are struggling with, or is it something that is an innate quality in a creative person, that they are in some way organized?
Actually, both. The way I like to believe it is like everyone's creative. It's just about how you channel your creativity in the right way. and whether you give yourself the avenue often enough to do that. There are people who are messy and who struggle with it, and you will realize that these are also the people
Yeah.
who struggle with creative blocks a lot,
Okay.
because they've given themselves that I don't know, just that headspace that
Yeah.
jab hoga tab hoga. Like when I'm creative, you know, that kind of thing. That is why a lot of these are disguised as alcoholics or like, you know, those kind of things.
Yeah.
That is where the image is coming from. But it's not about that. You can be creative in an organized way as well. So I think this is what I want to cover in today's episode. One, I want to sort of talk a little bit about the balance that needs to be there between waiting for creativity and then having that guilt when it not strikes. Then I want to talk about how and why systems are necessary to bring out your best creativity, how focused creativity is a great way to go about it, and obviously, because it's me, I will help you with the framework at the end. Okay?
Will I find out anything about myself today?
Always, Labita. Have you had any episodes so far where you've not gone back home with, oh my god, I'm 1%
I need
smarter?
a certificate, an upskilling certificate after this. Let's get started.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yes, let's start with an activity.
Okay.
Okay. I'll give you like one problem statement, but in two different ways. Okay. So here's the first one. You have to organize a small event for about 20 people. Plan it up.
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Who are these 20 people? I don't know who these people are. Where are we organizing? Are we organizing it in the city? Are we organizing it outside the city? Is it a remote event? Is it an in-person event? Do I get these details? Or
I've given you the problem statement. I've sent you home with the task. Do it.
sounds a lot like my first ever manager.
Ouch.
No, I'm kidding. No, it will be very it will be chaotic. If I had to sit and organize an event for 20 people with no context.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could organize it for my office people, I could organize it for my friends, I could organize it for anyone, but I wouldn't know who I'm organizing it for.
Does it make you feel overwhelmed?
It does make me feel stressed and overwhelmed, yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's do the same problem statement, but 2 lines extra. Okay? You have to organize a small event of about 20 people.
Yeah.
I am expecting it to be suitable for, let's say, startup founders or anyone who's associated with startups. I would like it to be scheduled for the week after, on probably a Tuesday. Okay?
Okay.
And it has to be an outdoor event. Cool?
Okay, so now I know
Yeah.
it's coming. I know it's an outdoor event, I know it's going to be in the evening, I know it's going to be on Tuesday. So this is making my task a little easier. So I'm not as overwhelmed because I don't have to start thinking from scratch.
Yeah.
I have to probably plan it out and make some calls, get follow-ups, and do a lot of these things. It is it's going to be fun instead of overwhelming at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's take like a moment to just compare the two situations. Both are typically the same problem statements. In one, I've just kept it raw. In the second, I've introduced some constraints for you.
Okay.
Do you think it limited your creativity?
It didn't limit my creativity. I still had like multiple places where I could apply myself, where it wasn't like
Yeah.
set in stone.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I had some structure.
Yeah.
About it.
Right? So you had more detail, or rather you added some constraints. So it did not limit your creativity, it just made it so much more focused, and by the end of it you stepped away with a plan of action.
Yeah.
And not just I can do this, but I can do that, but I can do this, it'll depend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the whole point of it, and which is why I feel that all individuals, when they want to be creative, they can make that space available for themselves by just introducing like tiny constraints here and there, or just sort of making it more focused or system oriented for themselves rather than just blind
Going
work.
at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. I get that. I see why having a structure will actually work for your creativity. It works in the favor of your creativity.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'll help you with like more details on it, or like how I think you can apply it in your business as well, basically. But yes, let's do that.
So when you're talking about how focus is a crucial element when it comes to creativity, and since you work in creative in a very creative field and you have to work with clients, you just have like ideas flowing. Have you experienced something like this while working with it?
Yes, I have actually experienced this internally. Internally, so I think now we've set it up thoda sa, not thoda sa, but like a decent chunk of it. But I'll tell you, since you asked, I'll give you an example of a couple of my clients. For obvious reasons, I'm not stating any names. Okay, but it
Not getting
was
cancelled this episode.
it was about I think about a year ago or something, where we started out with two clients in a very similar space around the same time. Okay, so it's like you can kind of sort of call it like parallel onboarding that happened with, let's say, client A and client B. Okay, now we obviously, like, when we were doing that end-to-end content marketing for them, there were different like facets that we were taking care of, different marketing channels, etc. Now in both cases, we were the ones defining the brand strategy, etc. Obviously keeping our NDAs intact, so all of that was all fine. But one client A, was very stretchy about things, like they spent like a lot. Okay, let's say in week 1, when we've done our kickoff calls, etc., we've established the brand tone, we've set out the strategy that's going to work for them, etc. We made that plan, we send it out, and then that there's a typical, not typical, an atypical to and fro happening, where it's just like, okay, but how can we do, not even about how can we do this better, but more about, but give me more options, but this, but that, like things like that, and then on the flip side, and why this sort of comparison is so healthy and easy to match, is because it started around the same time.
Yeah.
But I've seen it like in a ton of other clients as well. Now this client B, we have done the same thing, like same thing in the sense, kickoff has happened, strategy has happened, etc. We have reached out to them that this is how we are planning it out, this is the kind of projection we have for your brand, etc. This is how visible it will become. So that has happened, they have understood it, the founders have agreed to it, etc. Quite proactive, nice, and we go ahead with making it live. Okay, so blogs start going out, social channels become active, potential customers of the business are interacting, yada yada, all of that is happening. And then we come, so end of, let's say, 4 months. Okay, it's time for checking analytics. Brand A or client A, as stretchy as they were, the results are as stretched out as well. I'm not saying there is nothing that can be done, but they just wanted perfection so much, and it's like they were focusing on perfection, and their competitor was touching highs with profitability.
Right.
So they sort of made it into a thing ki we need to be perfect, we need to be extra creative, we need to be this, we need to be that, we need to come off as the most creative, most unique. You should be creative, you should be unique, but you have to start somewhere, right? And meanwhile, it's not like that client B would have just by chance just done everything perfect or not. Our strategy was pretty good, not gonna lie, but the whole idea being that at the end of 4 months, they had successes, they knew what failures can be there. We had data to analyze about what's working, what needs to be improved, and how to plan the next phase.
Okay.
So both the clients, there was such a stark difference, and perfectionism ended up killing profitability for them.
Fair enough. But what if they were looking for something? What if they were waiting to put out things that were good, or they were not comfortable with putting out content or putting out anything that was not good enough in their opinion? So, isn't that something that you should also look out for?
We do exactly something that we do look out for, right? Because see, when we talk about it, and you have seen it as well, it's never like what you give has to be accepted. There's no when it's business, there's no attitude problem like that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no ego. We are going to give them something as long as they are not satisfied with it, which is what we did in this client's case as well. The only thing, or rather my advice to the other people watching this would be that if you are engaging with someone who is coming from a creative space, you should be able to trust their judgment, you should be able to trust their experience. It just ended up becoming कि they didn't put anything then. तो इससे better तो कुछ तो डाल ही देते. At least you would have had some customers, at least you would have seen some data
Yeah,
performing.
that's wrong. Waiting
Yeah.
to get that perfect,
Perfect,
thing
yeah.
and then ending up with nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can like see the whole thing is if client A or if client B in this case is taking let's say 1 week to finalize the strategy, you take 2, you
Yeah.
take 3, but you don't doubt it to an extent. And I don't
don't
mean
want to do it.
I don't mean it in a way that they doubted writtenly her, but the whole idea was that they were doubting their own things. Like it's a team of 2 co-founders. One is constantly like, "नहीं but ऐसे भी तो हो सकता है," and then it's like, "हाँ, let's come with more
There's
options."
a back and forth between
Yeah.
the entire mindset or like the ideas that they want to go with.
Exactly. Whereas like they are themselves not sure what makes sense and what doesn't. So it just becomes like a loophole, and sometimes you get so stuck in it that you don't know, or rather you end up doing nothing.